we're live. Hey, yeah, it's fun. Hey, well, this is Cousin Vinny with the Cousin Vinny Network, and I'm going to do a flip over to my other crazy ego. This is Vinny DeRosa. Hey, real estate broker, real estate instructor with FloridaRealEstateUniversity.com. And with me today is my cohort, is the part number 2 of our other team here at the Florida Real Estate University, Teresa. How are you doing, Teresa?
I'm doing fantastic today, Vinny. My name's Teresa Kelly-Brownell, and I love real estate.
You do? Gee, you got me on that. So let's do this. Where are you located today?
I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I do real estate. I'm in the real estate business, and I do real estate all over the beaches and all over Pinellas County. And sometimes I even go up to Hillsborough and do real estate for some real good clients of mine. And sometimes I go down to Sarasota. So I've got a lot of friends in real estate. You're in real estate long enough, and you have a lot of friends.
Yeah. So when did you get started?
1983 in Downey, California.
Oh, wow.
You ever been to Downey, California?
No, I've been out to California a couple of times, the southern part.
Well, it's Southern California.
Oh, okay.
It's east of Los Angeles, and it is a bedroom community. It's a community where everybody likes to move and buy a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, double-car garage.
Yeah.
Have children, send their children to the excellent schools, and then after they raise their children and everything, they would sell their homes and move to Florida.
Yeah, move to Florida. That's right. Everyone wants to move to Florida.
Everybody moves to Florida.
So when you got to Florida, when did you get your license here in Florida?
Oh golly, I forget. It was in 1995.
Okay.
And boy, I'll tell you, things were completely different in real estate class because nobody wanted to hear how I did it in California.
Really? You had that problem too, huh? Yeah, I know.
Nobody. I'd say, oh, this is the way we used to do it in California.
Yeah.
And the instructor said, well, you know what, lady, you're in Florida now. And I had to learn all the laws here in Florida. And then I had to practice for that test, the state test. It was the hardest state test I've ever taken in my life here in Florida.
Yeah, and we both have seen it over the years of teaching courses that people come in from other states and they say, well, and we got to say, well, Dorothy, you're not in Kansas anymore. You're in Florida. But some of the stuff is relatable. I mean, I understand that some of the things are relatable real estate wise, but when it comes to the rules, regulations, and the laws, a little bit different, and that's the important aspect of it.
Well, Vinny, here's the thing that everybody's got to know. Okay, the people who make up the test,
yes,
in Florida at Frickville, okay, they're not all realtors. Okay, a lot of them are not even licensed that make up the test.
Right.
They make up the test to keep people out of the business, not to bring people into the business. So my job as an instructor is to teach my students not only about real estate, but the key things to remember and memorize. So whenever they sat down at that test, they can pick out the answers like that. And most of my students that go up to and take the state test, they finish the test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting around and they realize that nobody else is leaving. And then they sit there for about 10 minutes and finally they say, well, I guess I'll leave. And they leave. And they're always the first ones out the door because they know the material like that.
Yeah, and again, I don't think they're trying to keep us out of the profession. It's just that when they're writing these tests, they are, like you said, they're not real estate people. They're test writers. and they look at the law and try to write a question as it pertains to the law, not to trick you, but to make you think. And if you haven't been prepared like you have done in class and like I have done in class, to read that question from not as a real world but test world type of a scenario, you have a better probability of passing that thing.
None of those, a lot of those questions have nothing to do with the real world of real estate, but you've got to get a license in order to practice. And a license is like going to get your driver's license, you know? You go and you get your driver's license, they give you a test, you either pass or you fail. So once you pass and you have that license is good unless you start making problems, and then that license can be taken away from you. Yeah, and that whenever that happens, it gets taken away for you sometimes forever. So the thing that you've got to guard whenever you get that license, you've got to guard it with your life and with the law.
Yeah, and again, I hear people say, well, I don't need to worry about that once I get my license. Well, the law doesn't stop operating.
Oh, it only begins.
Yes, and unfortunately, we've seen it in the classes over the years. So let's go to how did we meet?
Pardon?
How did we meet, you and I?
I don't know you at all.
I don't know. Who are you? Some lady that came on my live show today. Teresa.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm just kidding, Vinny. Vinny, me and you go way back, way back. Me and you used to teach together in another school before you opened up your own school. We were instructors in another person's school, and every once in a while, we had to go to a closing or we had a listing appointment we had to go on. So we had to have somebody fill in that classroom.
Yeah, we substitute.
So I'd fill in for you and you'd fill in for me. And then one time I filled in for Vinny, you guys, okay? I filled in. I was the designated driver, okay? To fill in for Vinny. So anyway, I started, and I'm fun. I have a lot of fun in a classroom. I mean, we laugh a lot, we talk a lot, and I'm there, and somebody raised their hand, and I said, oh yes, and they said, you're not as much fun as Vinny, and I said, really? Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I don't know if we like you or not,
Sorry.
Yeah, and I says, well, what does Vinny do that I don't do? I don't understand. And they all looked at one another. Well, we don't know if we should tell her or not. I says, you can tell me, So anyway, this one guy says, he takes us on field trips. I said, what? Field trips? Oh, yes. You know that disclosure law? Oh yeah, disclose. Well, he told us that the best thing about everything is to have a home inspection done. Mm-hmm. And so he knew of a vacant house, and what he did, he took us through that vacant house, and he pointed out everything that needs to be disclosed. And everything that inspector was going to find too, and point out to the new buyers. I said, really? How'd you get there? Oh, we caravaned right over there, and he used to walk right in, and we went around, and we had a lot of fun. And then we had pizza afterwards. Do you buy us pizza? I says, no, but I guess I'm going to have to. And that's how Vinny and I got to be good friends.
Yeah, some classes you can do that, and that was probably a post class, not the pre-license. But it's great to have the classroom part, and the discussions and the commentary and the stories. But physically going out there and doing that, and so they can actually physically see what you've talked about makes a difference. And I've done that with the broker post and the sales post.
Oh, Billy, that is vital. because so many people today think they can get into this business and sit at a computer
Yes.
and do real estate. You
Yeah.
can't do that. You have got to get up. You cannot drive a chair. Okay, you have to get up out of that chair. And if you're going to be taking people around and showing them property, you got to get up out of your chair and go look at those properties, in person. When you do that, you're able to walk and talk real estate. You're able to call somebody up that lives in Indiana and they're on their computer looking at a property, and you say, "Oh, yes, I've already seen this property. I've walked through it. I know exactly what it's about. I have personal knowledge of this property. I'll walk you through it. I will tell you about it." And that is where us realtors get our worth. We
Yeah.
get our worth by being of service and getting up off of our chairs and away from our computers and going out and personally seeing the properties. You're so right, Vinny.
I think that's one of the things when we do the pre-license we try to, and I do, and I think you do also, and Mike, is that we try to instill in those students that yeah, you have a license, but you are also responsible for someone's biggest financial decision and burden of their life, and you don't want to nilly-willy it. You want to be accurate and concise, and not try to be devious or deceptive.
Way
And
I'll tell you the way I feel about it, Vinny. I feel this is just Teresa's, little thing.
yeah,
But I felt this way ever since I got into real estate because it was such an eye opener for me.
yeah,
I feel that anybody that is about to graduate from high school,
yes,
it should be part of their curriculum that they is are given a real estate class before they get their high school, diploma, because the most expensive item you ever buy in your life is your first home.
right,
Your first home. And most people buy a home and they know nothing, nothing, nothing about it. I believe, and I've told everybody in my classrooms, I don't care if you're taking this class just for your own personal information.
right,
One thing about it, once you have the knowledge, nobody can take that knowledge away from you. And
absolutely,
you got it here so that whenever you go out and you're doing real estate, you can walk and you can talk, and you will be able to make uh, better informed decisions with your purchasing in your life. And I truly believe that everybody should take a course in real estate.
Okay, Teresa, I'm going to rely on your eyeballs right now because I got 3 comments here, so I'm going to put them up on the screen because I can't read them. And I'm going to take a crapshoot. Don't know if they're good or bad, so I'm going to put the first one up and you can read it.
Your audio is not coming through good, Winnie.
Oh,
Yeah, that's that squeaking and stuff that I was telling you about. Call, uh, grow your beard back, Vinny. Your mic is very distorted. See, that's what I was telling you about, Vicky. Vinny, there's something the matter with your Vicks. I think this thing up here is also picking it up, and it's kicking it back. But yeah, your microphone is squeaking and yipping and yapping.
I don't know why it's so bad. It shouldn't have been.
One day it was like that, and you switched
Yeah,
a switch, and it was fine. Are you sure that thing that's up on your head isn't live?
it's not. It's not plugged in. I'm gonna. Well, I'll work through it. I mean, we'll deal with it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's
Again,
getting worse. It's getting worse.
it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Would I lie to you?
No, I know you wouldn't lie to me.
A licensed real estate broker? Yeah. Yeah, your microphone is a mess.
Oh God. All right. Well, we'll try to get through a little more here, and then we'll cut out because I don't want to make it too.
Yeah, it's squeaking and yipping and yapping.
Again, too, the signal might be the broadband too here at the mall. It might
Nah,
be.
I think it's that thing on your head.
Okay, fine. Fine. I'll try to find another way to do it next time. All right. As far as it's, of course, I'm going to get your phone call. Where was it? Oh, as far as the educational side of real estate, we know that right now everyone's having issues with the corona. Classrooms are becoming harder to go to because people still don't want to do the classroom thing and they want a social distance, which is fine. And the live streaming, I don't know, maybe people are a little bit zoomed out. And so that's where we come in with doing what we're going to do with the on-demand course where you can take it at your pace. And then we're going to preface it or complement it with audio that's cleaned up, that's clear. I'm sorry, I apologize if it is messed up today. So that either Teresa, myself, or Mike and myself will be doing, live recorded audio of key terms and terminology and strategies and ideas and things that, are practical and usable for you so that you'll get these little bites of, 5, 7, 9 minutes, nothing really long and elaborate, so that when you hear or read something in the textbook, you can go, oh, let me go and listen to that particular term. It may be abstract or adverse possession or whatever the term is, because again, like you said, it's brand new. It's a new vocabulary you're learning. It's a new profession. And the worst thing to do is to go into something not knowing how to talk the language.
The language, I feel, is the most important of it all because it's a brand new language. And us realtors, we can stand there and we can have a conversation in front of people and they have no clue what we're talking about because
Yes.
we use the terminology. And
Yes.
then we have to learn that whenever we're working with a new client that we don't use that terminology because they don't understand it.
Right.
And what I love about your program, Jenny, and this is the only reason I decided to join it, other than I love and adore you, is is that I like it because you're going to compartmentalize different things,
Right.
and what you're going to do is you're going to have anything at all that that has to do with the test or real estate, where
Right.
somebody can just reach in and grab that one thing
Right.
and look at that one thing and say, "Aha, this is what I needed." And
Right.
also, I love it because the fact that each one of them is going to be an entity all within itself. And
Yeah.
me and you, we can pick one term, we can
Yeah.
pick on one subject, and me and you could talk about it for a long time. Because I've been in business 37 years. You've been in business for 39, 40, and we have seen a lot. We have experienced all. I'm an active real estate agent today. I I I did a closing the other day. I wrote a listing yesterday. I talked to clients today, and I had I have another closing come out. So I'm busy. I do real estate. This is what I do. This is what I love to do.
Yes.
And just by being able to take those in it, just one little thing and
Yeah.
say, okay, student, here you go. This is something. Now I'm going to tell you a little story about it too. So by the time they get to the state test, they remember that little story. They
Yes.
don't really remember the term or what it means, but they remember the story, and with
Right.
the story, they know exactly how to answer that test question. And that's the thing that I get is the feedback from my students. I have okay. I'm going to tell you this. After all the students that I've taught,
Yeah.
I had one student that didn't pass the state exam. I bet you can't guess who that was. It was my husband.
Oh.
I know. He came in my class because he wanted he wanted to be in real estate. He wanted to be just like me, and he's still trying. Anyway, he was the only person that didn't pass the end of the course test. And you know what they did? The school that I worked for, they
Mm.
took him out of there and they said, "Forgive everything she told you."
Oh,
And
geez.
he says, "I don't remember anything she told me."
Oh,
Well,
no.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And they said, "You come over to our class." And so he went over to their class and he passed. And that's the only person that hasn't passed the course end exam that has ever been any time ever been in my class. Everybody else passed it with with flying colors. And I tell them, unless you pass with over 90%, you're not safe. You know, you got to pass with 90%, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, I get that from people when they call me about the course and they ask me questions. I tell them, look, the pass rate is 40% at the state level. And here's why. You're not taking the time to learn the terminology.
Well,
You think
they didn't take the classes from us, Vinny, because
it's
they
not enough.
definitely didn't take it from us. I don't know who they took it from.
And
Uh-uh,
that's what
uh-uh,
we're going to attempt to do with this whole, you know,
uh-uh.
this
My
whole,
my students pass, okay, and your students pass. I don't know who they've been taking their classes from, okay,
yeah,
but
it,
that's sad. That's sad.
it's a challenge, and again,
Oh,
this is not for everybody. Not everyone who starts out in the class, who passes, go on and get their license. They realize, man, this is a lot of work. I don't know if I'm willing or dedicated to do that because it can be a struggle. And you and I have been through some trying times in the industry over the years, and and the strong usually survive.
well,
So
you know what? I have a lot of fun in the classroom, and I have a lot of fun in my profession. I have a lot of fun, and I've had clients that I've had for years and years and years. I have one guy. He's done 7 years, 7 properties with me in the last three years. You know,
yeah,
yeah, he's a multi millionaire, and I'll tell you what, he's a joy to work with, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun in it.
right,
I I wanna make sure that the students have a lot of fun learning this.
yeah,
That whenever they sit down and they're studying, they remember the little things that we tell them. Because
right.
Vinny, 40% is not our school. That's not from our school.
No,
Uh-uh,
no,
uh-uh,
that's the state
uh-uh.
standard because
And
you and I both know
yeah,
people
but
get through it.
I
You
don't
know,
know what school they went to, but it's not ours. Uh-uh.
a lot of it's coming from the online too, because they think they can zip through that 63-hour on demand in 30 hours and go take the test and expect to pass it. Again, it goes back to what we said in the beginning, the terminology. You're coming into a brand new profession, and if you don't have a grasp of what these words mean and how they relate to the real world and test world, you ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry.
And, and if you don't get that information from somebody who does real estate,
Right.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, this isn't a profession that you can sit and you can uh, read and know it all.
Right.
Yeah. Once you pass your test, okay, okay, then what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? And I always ask students right at the beginning. I says, okay, are you in here just to learn so that you can go and understand doing your own real estate?
Right.
People raise their hand. Yeah, I don't care about a test. I don't care about the state. I just want to learn about real estate. I go, good, welcome. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're here. The
Yes.
knowledge you get, you will always have it with you. They can never take that knowledge away from you.
Right.
Anything I give you, it's yours forever. And then I say, is there anybody in here who just wants to pass the test and they don't care about learning about? I don't get any hands right. And then I ask them, I says, who in here wants to learn how to do real estate while you're learning learning how to pass the test? And everybody's hands go up.
Sure.
So then, you know, we have, we can talk to one another, and they raise their hands and they ask questions. And whenever they ask a question, we take that as a teaching moment.
Yes.
Whatever they ask is fine. We use that as a teaching moment, and we
Yep.
have fun doing that, and they learn.
Yep.
People learn more whenever they're having fun learning than
Oh,
they
yeah.
have by, oh my God, I got to learn this.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't do that here. We have a lot of fun learning this, and we passed the state exam.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, is there anything else you want to add to the mix here? I think we've covered a lot of it. Again, we're going to be over the next few weeks introducing a lot of this stuff. Next week, we won't be doing a live next Thursday. I'll let you know on that after that's all done. And then we're going to be doing more recordings than videos because then we can sit in studio across from each other with mics and headphones where we're not getting feedback and all these crazy sounds, and there'll be clean, clear recordings that you'll have access to.
Does anybody have any questions? Nobody's asking questions.
Yeah, we had the three there. Who did, was that Mike?
Mike, did Mike ask a question?
Whoever that was that asked the question, who's that?
Your mic is very
okay.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Hi, Rodney.
I apologize. Again, it could be our connection again today. We had some stuff earlier in the day too before.
No, it's all you, Vinny. It's Vinny. It's you. It's you.
Okay, Teresa. Thank you very much. For that, I might just cut your mic off and tell you goodbye. I just want to thank you and Mike for jumping on board with me. I think we're going to be doing a whole new program, something different, a little more spicy, a little more exciting. And again, by doing our recordings, I think people will get some humor in it. We'll interject just like we did here. I mean, and you and I probably have been on some of the other school sites. I haven't. I've watched some of their videos. And unfortunately, it made my eye bleed. It was friggin' bad.
Well, I don't waste my time doing that.
I did it just to see what the competition's doing out there. If you're up there in a suit lecturing me, we got a problem.
Yeah.
I'll
blow the roof off of any competition.
I mean, I'm not worried about competition. I'm worried about people being disserviced by not being informed as to the reality of it. And there's a lot of moving parts in order for someone to get their license. And the biggest hurdle, again, like I said at the beginning, is the terminology. And we're gonna stick to it. We're gonna make it very clean and simple for you to understand. We're gonna use stories like we did here, so that you can relate to it. And again,
let's walk and talk real estate. And they told me, they says, as long as whenever I go to bed at night, my head is talking real estate, I'm going to be okay and pass that test.
Yeah, and we'll get them through it. Again, it's up to the individual as to how much dedication and time they're willing to give. Yeah. And if they're not, they're not. And you and I both know the failure rate is high for people who get in who think this is an easy, quick buck job. It isn't. It's a lot of work.
It'll be the hardest test you've ever taken in your life whenever you get up to state level.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll guide them through all of that. All right. Well, your phone ringing. Someone's probably trying to call you.
Yeah.
I'll let you go, and then we'll probably be back together in 2 weeks with all three of us kind of having a little chit-chat. Hopefully we'll clear out some of the audio issues. I apologize, folks. It just may be a bad stream today. And we'll have a little roundtable of us three talking about where we're going in the future and some of the plans we've got.
Okay, my job, I'll try to get a little bit more energy going. And then, and then your job is to get that microphone taken care of.
Smart Alec. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Teresa.
Love you, Matt. Love you, Vinny.
I love her to death, man. I apologize if we're having some audio issues again. It might be a bleed over here with the internet again. Sometimes when I do audio video going through my mixer. There may be some feedback issues. I'm still learning. Hey, Anyway, so you heard from Teresa, and Mike was on last week. I'm going to be out next Thursday with major eye surgery that's been pressing for a while. Hopefully it will cure some of the issues, and I won't be wearing glasses any longer. And then the week after that, we're going to bring all three of us on, do a little round robin, kind of give you an insight as to the direction we're going, where we're going, and how fast we're going to be going. The industry has made a lot of changes in the last 10, 15 years, and with Corona, more changes are coming. So, again, this is Vinny DeRosa, Florida Real Estate Broker, Florida Real Estate Instructor, with FloridaRealEstateUniversity.com. And thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to this latest episode.